Well, we'll be there. If you love football, Sunday at 1 in Orchard Park would be a great place to be.
We met with Tom Brady last night. He and the Patriots very ready for today. Under 10 miles an hour on the wind, 64 degrees. Rich, a beautiful day for football. Tom Brady seemed very calm. Of course, every time we talk to him, he seems calm and uncontested in terms of his thoughts and his navigating any kind of game coming up.
Well, this isn't his first rodeo, Kevin. He's been in a lot of games like this. This is what you live for. These are divisional games on the road, meaningful games. And, of course, the Bills have a new coaching staff, a new philosophy, a new quarterback. There's been a lot of talk coming out of Buffalo this week. These are the games that Tom Brady and his teammates get up for. This is going to be a great one here in Buffalo.
At the flip of the coin, the Patriots won the toss. They have deferred, so the Bills will send back Percy Harvin, who has come to this team, his fourth team in 4 years. But he thinks he has found a home in this Buffalo offense. They'll use him all over the place. Steven Gostkowski has the ball teed up at his own 35. The Buffalo Bills beat the Colts here last week, 27-14. But the Bills, Rich, have lost 26 of their last 29 to the Patriots.
And it's a real problem. I think that's the first thing that Rex Ryan addressed when he got in front of his team way back in February, Kevin. They've got to change the culture and the environment, and it starts with taking care of business against the Patriots.
Harvin's going to leave it in the end zone. Touch back to the 20. This takes us to the quarterback, Tyrod Taylor, who technically did not start at quarterback last week. He ended up going wide on the first play. Castle was under center.
Yeah, but I really felt he handled himself well last week, Kevin. I think we're all curious to see if he can build on last week's performance against better competition.
Big question today for this offense for the Bills. What kind of production will they get out of McCoy, who, as we said, is not 100%, and wide receiver Sammy Watkins, who did not catch a pass last week. With the 1st and 10, this is McCoy. They jump on him, with Salinga making the stop after a gain of 4. This is their line. Richie Incognito graded the highest. In fact, as Rex Ryan told us Friday, he was terrific. He really protects that pocket inside. And we talked about LaShawn McCoy. He's had numerous 1,000-yard seasons. Came here in a trade with the Philadelphia Eagles. 2nd down and 6. That's Charles Clay, 85. He is in motion. Former Miami Dolphin to the air. Taylor, and he can run. And he's got the 1st down. Getting a block from Clay and then ushered out of bounds by Collins. A run, Rich, of 23 yards. They take it to the 47 of Buffalo.
And this is what you have to be. You have to be so disciplined. Go ahead and run it. You'll see the pressure, but you have to be so disciplined with your rush lanes because all he needs is a little window or a little gap, and he's off to the races. You have to set the edge, force him to sit in the pocket, and function as a pocket passer, but you can't give him lanes to scramble.
Last week, Taylor took it 9 times against that Colt defense and rushed for 41 yards. Here is another 1st and 10. Pistol with some oomph. Good block there. LaShawn McCoy into the secondary. Brought down by Terrell Brown. 15-yard pickup and a good block by the fullback, Jerome Felton. Ninkovich, a familiar name on that line. Chandler Jones on the other side. Branch used to play for Buffalo. Collins, Mayo, and Dante Hightower on the outside. Secondary is different now. There's the Super Bowl hero, Malcolm Butler. Gone is Revis, gone is Browner, gone is Arrington. So a 15-yard run right there by McCoy. And Felton, who used to block for Adrian Peterson of Minnesota, is the fullback here again. With the 1st and 10. Taylor on the screws. Sammy Watkins got away, brought down by Butler, squirms his way to the 26 on a gain of 11 yards through the air.
Well, he did a really nice job throwing the ball on 1st down last week against the Colts. 6 of 7. They run it so well on 1st down. A lot of opportunities, a lot of one-on-one looks outside the numbers on 1st down.
Watkins with nothing received last week in that game. In fact, he wasn't even targeted until late in the game against Indianapolis after a 65 reception season last year. 1st and 10 from the 27. Felton the block. Time for Taylor. Cordy Glenn the block at the left tackle. A little bit high for the rookie Carlos Williams. And the coverage by Jamie Collins of the Patriots.
We talked about the new coaching staff here in Buffalo. Of course, you've got a new offensive coordinator, so you got to ask yourself, who are they? This is an offense that's clearly committed to running the football. Make no mistake about that. They ran the ball on more than 65% of their offensive plays last week. And that's what Rex wants to do. He wants to run the football, beat you up in the defensively, create turnovers in field position, and be sound in the kicking game.
Patriots have 4 in the secondary, 2nd down and 10. McCoy with a good cut. Watkins, in fact, threw a block, as did Gray. McCoy runs for 8. Earlier, he ran for 15 on this drive.
And he was so productive for both Andy Reid and Chip Kelly in Philadelphia, and he can do it all. He's got great vision and cutting ability, and he's so good at making the first defender miss.
Logan Ryan is coming as an extra defensive back for the New England Patriots. 3rd down and 2. Opening drive. Quarterback had a run for 23. Big play on this drive so far. 3rd and 2. Hacks McCoy. Brought down by Dante Hightower. He slices his way to the 15 on a gain of 4 with another Buffalo first down.
And you see McCoy come off and Carlos Williams come in. His first carry last week was for a touchdown. They will use all 3 running backs in this system.
Second tight end has come in, Matthew Mulligan. Running back is Carlos Williams, the rookie. Williams had a touchdown run last week. He's belted about the 13-yard line. He was hit by Hightower, and it's a gain of 2.
He's a bit of a tone setter, Kevin, when you think about running backs. I mean, he's a guy that's used to lining up in the I formation and really just running between the tackles. Very strong and good once he gets up on the second level. But we've got a nice little change-up now with what they have in LaShawn McCoy. And then they bring in the bigger backs in terms of Boobie Dixon and Carlos Williams.
9th play of the drive, 2nd down and 2. Make it 2nd down and 8. Taylor, Hogan, out of bounds inside the 5. He was forced there by Logan Ryan. He picks up 10.
When they get in that bunch set, you're going to see Hogan, he starts inside and then he works right back out. So you get all the flow and the motion away from you, and then they wind up bootlegging out the back door. Good design by Greg Roman.
They told us that Hogan may have a bigger part in today's game.
Yeah, he's a smart player, Kevin. Very good in the slot.
In the secondary, 1st and goal at the 2. Easy touchdown. Carlos Williams, a 2-yard touchdown run.
Well, this is where Buffalo is really good. Eric Wood inside, Richie Incognito. You see the push they get, the kick out by the right guard, John Miller. Too easy for Carlos Williams.
Carlos Williams with his 2nd rushing touchdown as a pro on a 10-play, 80-yard drive. With the extra point put in by Dan Carpenter. On that drive, a 23-yard run by Taylor, 15-yard and 8-yard runs by McCoy. Then the rookie takes it in. 2-yard touchdown run, Carlos Williams. That was a pretty significant way to begin the game for the Bills.
That's how you want to do it. 10 plays, 80 yards, and a nice job mixing it up. A little bit of run and pass on 1st down, and a good way to finish for Carlos Williams.
Here's Jordan Gay, who is the only true kickoff specialist in the NFL. And he goes over the head of D-back man Dion Lewis, who had his fingerprints all over that Pittsburgh win a week and a half ago. Here comes your Super Bowl MVP, Brady, down 7-zip. So we've seen a 2-yard touchdown run by Buffalo, and here's Brady, and look at the record he has. And the numbers he's put up in his career against the Buffalo Bills. With a touchback, it is a 1st and 10 for New England. This is Gronkowski, who grew up in the area. Manny Lawson drives him out of bounds. Minimal gain on the play. Called about a yard. This is the line. And a second consecutive start for the undrafted rookie out of Georgia, David Andrews. Stork is still injured and concussed. LeGarrette Blount was suspended last week. Back in the lineup today as a starter. Second down and 9. Lewis is in the backfield. Buffalo has 5 in the secondary. Edelman, boy, they were on him quick. There's Aaron Williams, a gain of a yard on the play. They welcome back Marcel Darius on that line. First team All-Pro, terrific. Brown in the middle, leads him in tackles. Bradman Lawson on the wings. This is the secondary. Darby's a rookie. Williams just made that tackle. A very good game last week against Indianapolis. And Andrew Luck, third down and 8 for Tom Brady. How in the world can he communicate with this noise? Unbelievable. Rich, you've been in this position. What do you do?
Well, Kevin, you don't see that very often. The first third down of the game, Brady's forced to burn a timeout, and just it's so loud. He's trying to make the calls up front. Remember now, he's got a rookie in there at the center position in David Andrews. So, you got to make sure that everybody's on the same page. That's the one thing that offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels told us last night. We can't let Buffalo dictate how this game is played. And it's going to be a physical challenge we have to stand up to. But most importantly, we have to be on the same page. If we make a mistake, let's all 11 of us make the same mistake, but at least be on the same page. Communication and identification, identifying who the Mike linebacker is, who the safeties are, who the blitzers are. It's going to be so important for Brady. As we saw just there, it's almost impossible to communicate in this crowd noise.
Remaining 3rd and 8, Edelman, you can see the arms. Where do I go? Gronkowski wide, bottom of your screen against Gilmore.
That's the matchup they want. They want Gilmore on Gronk.
The blitz is on, and Brady goes down the sideline. Ridge is incomplete. Darby was watching Edelman. It's 3 and out on New England's first possession. The Patriots will punt.
And I'm not surprised to see Brady go after the young corner, Ronald Darby, but he's a guy that can run, and Rex Ryan told us on Friday, Kevin, he's going to be a good one. They've got some really good corners here in Buffalo.
Left-footed punter Ryan Allen will punt. Deep back for the Buffalo Bills, Marcus Thigpen. Winged his back, hang time of 4-3, Thigpen. Oh, he's got room to roam, and then the punter belts him out of bounds. He takes it to the New England 45-yard line, a 54-yard punt, a 30-yard return. We've got 2 flags down at the 38. Ron Torbert, our first-year referee, is in charge.
During the return, illegal block in the back by the return team, number 58. 10 yards in the spot of the foul. Buffalo's ball, first down.
Second-year Randall Johnson is guilty. They're trying to set a sound record today with the Guinness Book of World Records in attendance. Your weekend starts with Kirk Cousins and the Redskins battling rival Eli Manning and the Giants. It's all here on Thursday Night Football on CBS and NFL Network. 3 and out for the New England Patriots. Penalty on a 30-yard return against Buffalo, so it pushes it to the 28. They got it 1st and 10. McCoy is with Felton. And the handoff from Tyrod Taylor. Not a whole lot there. Played well by Butler and brought down on the play by Sheard. It's a loss of a yard. Back to the 27.
Well, a ton of speed on this offense, Kevin, including the quarterback. We already saw Tyrod Taylor scamper for 23 yards, but you think about Watkins and Harvin at the wide receiver position, McCoy at the running back position, and even Charles Clay, who came over in free agency from Miami. He's a guy that can really attack the seams vertically down the middle of the field.
They just brought in Deron Harmon in the secondary, so 5 back there. Second down 11. Chandler Jones will chase. Reeled in by Mulligan and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Only a gain of 2. The Rams, the Redskins, and let's send it now to New York.
Washington on the ground.
Yeah, 39-yard run here by Matt Jones, a rookie from Florida, gives Washington Redskins a 7-0 lead over the St. Louis Rams.
Let's take it back to Kevin Harlan and Rich Gannon.
Rams were pretty impressive in their Week 1 win against Seattle, Rich.
You've got a great defensive line. Quinn had a couple sacks. Donald had a couple sacks.
It is a 3rd and 9 here. Having a word with Seantrell Henderson, the right tackle. And I wonder if he was observed getting up slowly on the last play. Thus, they stop play and they bring him out of the game.
Injury.
I don't know what's going on
See,
there,
I don't
Kevin. He
either.
looks fine walking off the field.
He said he got hit in the neck, it looks like right there. So they will bring in Cyrus Quanjo at the right tackle position.
Well, if there is suspicion of a concussion, the player will be escorted to off the field and maybe even to the locker room where a team physician and UNC will conduct a full assessment.
6 in the secondary, 3rd down and 9. Look at the time for Taylor. Here comes Ninkovich. No place to run, no place to hide. He stepped out of bounds, they say, before he launched back at the 22. There's a sack. They lose 7.
Really nice play by Rob Ninkovich, the veteran. I mean, this is the challenge. We talk about setting the edge, keeping Tyrod Taylor in front of him. Really good discipline, good angle, good adjustment there by Ninkovich to force the sack.
There is Danny Amendola waiting the punt from Colton Schmidt. He averaged 50 yards per punt last week against the Colts. There's a challenge flag thrown out before the punt, but they've not stopped play, and Amendola at the 27. He'll work his way for a handful of yards. He's out near the 36. The red flag, challenge flag, was thrown on before. It looked like before the snap.
Well, now I think
we'll have to check.
Well, I think the referee's checking with the line judge in terms of whether or not he threw it in time.
It seemed to be challenging this right here. The ruling is he stepped on the chalk before he got the ball away.
I think that ball comes out before that right foot hits the boundary.
Challenge flag is still on the field at the 32. Listen, I threw it. I promise you.
Well, I so enjoy visiting with Rex Ryan on Fridays after practice, and he's not afraid to tell you how he feels and what he wants to do. It was so close.
So it has been ruled on the field that he was out of bounds when he threw. Ryan would like the challenge, and the officials are discussing. First drive by Buffalo began at their 20, 80-yard drive. The quarterback ran for 23, got a 10-yard pass to Hogan, an 11-yard pass to Watkins, and then a 2-yard touchdown run by running back Carlos Williams.
Buffalo attempted the challenge that the quarterback was out of bounds before he threw the ball. By rule, that play is not reviewable. The flag came down as the ball was snapped. The play completed. The play will count. It'll be New England's ball, first down. Timeout.
49-yard punt, 10-yard Amendola return. 6:32 in the first. Touchdown run by Buffalo. They lead it 6:32 in the first. Here is, watch the red flag go sailing in. Probably simultaneously with the long snap. Nonetheless, they waved it off. Lewis in the backfield for Brady with the 1st and 10, second position. 3 and out the first time they had the ball. Brady right on the screws, caught by Dobson, knocked out of bounds on the play by Stephon Gilmore. Gain of 16. It is a first down. Mike Carey is joining us from New York. Mike, what's your read on what just happened here?
Kevin, that was very smooth. If the ruling on the field is out of bounds or down by contact with the quarterback throwing the ball, it is not reviewable like it is on down by contact fumble.
1st and 10, deep, and he's got Gronkowski inside the 10. Darby brought him down. 36-yard strike and a first down for New England.
Wow, what a great throw here. They put the linebacker on him initially, then he's going to get covered by the corner coming in late, but a perfect throw, and Kentz gets it done for the Patriots up the seam.
And they got a 1st and goal. Now they wave it off. There's a flag. And we've got a penalty against the offense of the Patriots.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense, number 87, 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
On Gronkowski, who just caught the 36-yard pass in stride.
Well, you think about Tom Brady in week 1 down in the red zone and how effective he was. 5 of 6 with 4 touchdown passes, 3 of them going to Gronk, the other one to his other tight end, Scott Chandler. The biggest challenge, I think, for Buffalo, first of all, identifying the personnel groupings and formations and really matching up with the taller tight ends.
1st and goal from the 15. Brady moves up nicely and then hits the deck back at the line of scrimmage. He was shown down by Williams, but in this precious position, didn't want to mess things up. No gain.
It's tough to teach an old dog new tricks. I mean, Tom Brady's not looking to run, but he's looking to buy some time in the pocket. Really nice job there by that Buffalo secondary. Really more of a coverage sack than anything else.
Second and goal.
Brady is so good at recognizing what you're trying to do defensively. You really got to confuse him and do a lot of it after the snap of the football.
Into the nickel. He's got his receiver at the 8-yard line, and that is Edelman, who caught 11 passes against Pittsburgh last week. He picks up 6 right there.
I said it's always a chess match, Kevin, with a quarterback like Brady. Doesn't need a lot of time to find a completion, and it's hard to confuse him because he knows the offense so well. He knows where his quick answer throws are, and he gets the ball out so quick, especially down in this part of the field.
They just took out one of the tight ends, Chandler. They brought in Amendola with Dobson, Edelman, and Gronk at the top of your screen wide. 3rd and goal at the 8. Brady. Touchdown. Julian Edelman. The 8-yard diving reception. And the Patriots get 6.
They actually double Edelman with the linebacker and the safety. Look at him, they're doubling him, and he still finds a way to get open down on the goal line. He is so productive. All he does is get open. Almost 75% of his career catches are within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage, and that's where he does most of his damage.
Touchdown pass number 397 for Brady. 8-yard touchdown pass to Edelman. Brady now has thrown 5 touchdown passes on the season. 4 against the Steelers opening night Thursday. Gostkowski. And we are tied with 4:02 to play in the first quarter. The big play, 36-yard pass to Gronkowski, sets up the 8-yard touchdown pass. On the drive, Brady 4 of 4. Replay every game of the 2015 season on demand with NFL Game Pass. Go to NFL.com/Game Pass to start your free trial. Tom Brady with a touchdown pass of 8 yards to Julian Edelman. Him and Josh McDaniels discussing things right there. We had a great talk with McDaniels last night. Here's the ensuing kickoff by Gostkowski. Harvin. Oh, he's going to bring it out from 4 yards deep. Looking for a seam, trying to find some room, and then out of bounds he goes with a return of 27 yards. A flag has been thrown on the return by Percy Harvin.
A lot of big plays and a lot of penalties on special teams last week, Kevin. And the reason why you have so many young players, so many new players learning how to play on teams.
During the return, holding by the return team, number 81. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Buffalo's ball first down.
Marcus Easley, they had 11 penalties last week in their win over the Colts. Here's that 400 touchdown club on top, of course, Manning with 530.
Isn't it amazing? What a great group of players. All either are in the Hall of Fame or will be in the Hall of Fame at some point. And 397 touchdowns for Brady. And in order to do that, you have to play a long time at a very high level, and you can't miss games. And with the exception of the 2008 season where he had the injury, this guy doesn't miss starts.
With the 1st and 10, Sammy Watkins, a block from Clay and Mulligan, and there's not a whole lot of room out there. It's a gain of a yard on the play. You can see Hightower thinking that ball may be loose, and Mayo is in there too, but they've ruled him down at the 11.
Well, it's a controlled passing game, a lot of quick throws, and you think about Tyrod Taylor last week, Kevin, only 4 of his 19 passes went further than 10 yards down the field. So they want to get the ball out quick.
He doesn't want to be known as a running quarterback, but a quarterback, Rich, who can run.
Absolutely, and I think that that's an area where he has to develop. We have to see if he's comfortable and can he function from the pocket.
That's in the nickel. Outside it goes. Harvin, they're trying to have him dance. Read very well outside. Logan Ryan was right there, and a loss of a yard on the play back near the 10.
And this is what the Patriots want, Kevin. They want to be successful in the early downs, and they want to put Tyrod Taylor in these long 3rd down situations. And I think the key, the number is 25. They've got to be north of 25 in terms of throwing the ball. Tyrod Taylor only threw it, as I said last week, just 19 times. They want that number to be up around 30 or 35. Put the game in the hands of the young quarterback and make him beat you.
6 in the secondary, 3rd down and 10. Taylor. Oh, they come up the middle and they bring him down. Is it a safety? They call him down inside the 1. Terrific pressure on the play from guys like Collins and Jones and Ninkovich. Loss of 9, 2nd Patriot sack today.
Well, just keep an eye on Collins. They get confused inside the left guard. Richie Incognito steps out. He opens up a huge gap for the linebacker, Jamie Collins. Well, that's really close, whether or not that was certainly inside the 1-yard line. Buffalo very fortunate that wasn't a safety.
There's a bit of a breeze in the face of the punter here. Colton Schmidt is only in his 2nd year in the National Football League. He doesn't have the full 14 yards to punt either. It's a little bit shrunk. And a flag has been thrown, delay of game.
We'll move it back about, 3 inches?
Delay of game. Offense, after distance to the goal, it's still 4th down.
3rd penalty on the Buffalo Bills, and Rich, all have been on teams so far, on special teams.
Well, we talked about it. You got a lot of young players, guys that were draft picks and that didn't have to play special teams in college.
Schmidt, Amendola.
Well, he's got a lot of room.
On the 45-yard line, here comes Danny Amendola. He got by the long snapper. He's brought down by Booby Dixon. With a sweet return of 23 yards after a 54-yard punt by Schmidt, and they're going to put the ball at the 27-yard line of the Bills.
Well, the Patriots really got it going on that last drive, and a couple big throws by Tom Brady. Not really running the football, they're throwing it a bunch, and a big throw down the field to Gronkowski. Not bad coverage. It just goes to show you how difficult it is to cover Gronk in the open field. And even though they doubled Julian Edelman down inside the red zone, Patriots still find a way to get it done.
Flags all over the field. Back at the 33, all on the far side of the field. Buffalo took the opening drive 80 yards, 2-yard touchdown run by their rookie running back Carlos Williams out of Florida State. Second possession for the Pats, 8-yard touchdown pass to Edelman, set up by a 36-yard strike to Gronkowski.
There were 2 dead ball fouls, both by the kicking team. Dead ball personal foul, number 20, that foul is declined. Dead ball personal foul, number 27, that penalty is accepted. 15 yards from the end of the run. New England's ball, first down.
27, Duke Williams. Rich, the mistakes are coming from the Buffalo Bills. Can you get too high, too much adrenaline going? Yeah.
I think you can. I don't think that's really the case here, Kevin. You don't want to give Brady any help. Tom Brady doesn't need any help. And now you give him a situation where they're going to have the ball. inside the 15-yard line to start the drive.
One area we were going to watch, Rich, today, the young interior line of the Patriots, the guards in the center, against that rugged defensive line of Buffalo.
Yeah, really a matchup to watch, Kevin. You mentioned that they're so young inside along that offensive line, and they've got to go up against some really good players. You got 2 Pro Bowlers in Marcel Darius and Kyle Williams, so David Andrews and Shaq Mason are going to have their hands full inside.
1st and 10, Brady. Edelman brought down by Preston Brown, the middle linebacker, to the 7 on a gain of 7 through the air.
And that's the matchup to watch. I think getting Edelman matched up on the linebackers. I mean, I don't care how good of a linebacker you are. It's going to be so difficult to cover Edelman in the field, whether it's Preston Brown or Nigel Bradham.
2nd down, Lewis shifting, cutting, diving, touchdown. 6-yard touchdown run by Dion Lewis.
Well, look at Rob Gronkowski. Just watch the kick out here on Mario Williams. I mean, he's not just a good route runner, but he's a guy that's willing to be an inline player and block in the running game. And, of course, Dion Lewis. He has that jump cut that helps him slip a lot of tackles up there inside.
He's been traded, cut twice, missed the last 2 years with a broken leg. Emerged last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers and has already damaged the Bills with that swerving 6-yard touchdown run, with Gronkowski trying to tack on one more. Late in the first, it's 14-7 Patriots. They've gone to the air and hit Edelman for 8. And with a 23-yard punt return by Amendola, it sets up the 6-yard touchdown run by Dion Lewis, 4 years out of Pitt. Flag thrown for some extracurricular pushing on the play. He's back at the 25-yard line.
The extra point is good. After the extra point, unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting by the defense, number 23. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
Rich, they had 5 of those last week against the Colts. 5 of them.
Well, they're self-destructing. I mean, you got to have some poise. You see Williams right there pushing at the bottom of the screen on Scotty Chandler, one of his old teammates. You just can't do it.
Well, through less than 1 quarter, 5 special teams penalties on Rex Ryan's different group, and that has hurt them so far. 5 in the first quarter. So that means the kickoff is going to occur on the 50-yard line with that 15-yard penalty. Buffalo got such a great start with the opening kickoff and marching downfield 80 yards. 2 consecutive scores here for the Patriots in their 3 possessions today as Matt Patricia, who you see there in the red jacket, Tom Brady in the background with Josh McDaniels. Those are the 2 coordinators who have spent time on the other side of the ball. Belichick likes to cross-train his guys, doesn't he, his coaches?
Yeah, it really does. I think all of them have either spent time in the scouting department or on offense or defense before they settled in as coordinators. And it's kind of a farm system, Kevin. You think about working for Coach Belichick. I mean, he's had so many great coaches that have come into that organization. We always say he's looking for PhDs, guys who are poor, hungry, and driven, and are willing to do the work. He's got a bunch of them on that staff. There's Patricia right there. Here are the guys. That's Josh McDaniels, of course, former head coach, and now back with the Patriots, leading the offense. Yeah, he actually started in personnel, and he said that, you know, be a good coach, you have to sometimes be a good scout. You look at Matt Patricia, he actually worked with Dante Scarnecchia his first year with helping out with the offensive line, and I just think that, you know, it's a great way to learn how to coach the entire football team. You know, some of these assistant coaches are just worried about coaching their area. Good story, McCoy on 1st and 10 from Taylor. Yeah, he is plugged up right there with a gain of a little more than a yard. All kinds of guys coming through. By the way, no Dominique Easley today. He is injured with a hip that he hurt against Pittsburgh. Gain of a yard, 2nd down 9. Well, they got off to a great start, 10 plays, 80 yards, but those 2 3-and-outs, Kevin, we always talk about it. They're demoralizing to a football team. And I always thought of myself as a quarterback playing against a Tom Brady or Peyton Manning. Every drive is absolutely critical. because when you give it back to him, you have to assume that he's going to come away with points every time he touches the football.
Great tackle made by Jamie Collins, stopping McCoy in his tracks right at the 20-yard line. No gain on the play.
Well, Buffalo is not doing a good enough job with Jamie Collins. He's running through that A-gap between the center and guard. We saw him on the sack, and now he gets the run through on the run stop.
Tom Brady has thrown a touchdown pass. They've gotten a 6-yard touchdown run, and they lead by 7 at the end of 1. Welcome back to Orchard Park with a look at the first quarter numbers. Time of possession stands out, 7 points, the result for Buffalo. But they've had 5 penalties, Rich, on special teams.
Yeah, and they're struggling a little bit right now on first and second down. They find themselves in some big numbers on third down, a 3rd and 10 in the first drive, 3rd and 9, and now another 3rd and 9 in this series.
5 in the secondary. Here comes Taylor. And it's picked off by Butler. Jumps up, gets up, brought down by Harvin. It's the game's first turnover. And Malcolm Butler, the hero of Super Bowl 49, puts a smile on the face of his defensive coordinator, Matt Patricia.
Well, you're going to see the quarterback, Tyrod Taylor. He's looking to his left. He comes back to his right a little bit late. And this one just sails on him. And what a great interception by Malcolm Butler. When I first saw it, Kevin, I thought maybe it hit the ground, but a great job, great concentration by the second-year corner.
Terrell Revis is gone. Brendan Browner is gone. Arrington is gone. They've had to revamp the secondary. Butler comes up with a big kick right there. From the 30-yard line, second consecutive New England beginning field position in Buffalo territory.
Balls get tipped or deflected. It's never a good thing for quarterbacks. They almost always wind up in the hands of the defense.
Trey Jackson now in at the right guard. Brady 1st and 10. Dion Lewis, Gronkowski may lay a block. And finally knocked out of bounds by Preston Brown, the linebacker, at the 14-yard line of Buffalo on a catch and run of 16.
And Brady is going to jump the ball. And again, it makes it so difficult, this tempo, for Rex Ryan to dial up all those pressures and also to make substitutions in this part of the field. Don't give you a chance to catch your breath.
Into the nickel, Brady, 1st and 10. Dobson, grabbed by Gilmore, lunges ahead down to the 7-yard line, and he'll pick up 7 right there.
Well, Brady does such a great job distributing the ball. He doesn't discriminate. He'll throw it to anybody who's open. And the ball comes out so quick.
With a 2nd down and 3, Lewis broke the tackle of Darius.
He's slippery.
He is. Gets down near the 2-yard line with a gain of 5.
He is so elusive. You look at Brady. Last 10 pass attempts. We talked about it in week 1. Kevin, 19 straight against the Steelers.
He's hit his last 7.
He can get on a roll. That's the challenge, I think, for Buffalo, to try and disrupt the timing and the rhythm of Tom Brady.
1st and goal. Brady, Edelman off his fingertips. With the coverage on the play by Stephon Gilmore.
Well, Stephon Gilmore is their best corner. The Bills do a nice job. See how the 2 corners pass it off? Gilmore stays outside, and he takes the shoot route. They've spent a lot of extra time. You and I were out of practice on Friday, Kevin. That Friday practice went on forever. They spent a lot of extra time working on their red zone defense.
3 tight ends. Manawanui goes wide, as does Gronkowski and as does Chandler.
We saw the very same formation in week 1 against Pittsburgh.
Blunt is in. 2nd and goal. An easy touchdown pass to Gronkowski. A 2-yarder. Brady's 2nd touchdown pass of the day. And they cash in on the interception thrown by Taylor.
We talk about plays that look the same, that are different. We saw this very same sequence in week 1 against Pittsburgh, and he did 2 things. He ran the slant and he ran the fade. Now he runs the little in route in the back of the end zone. And that's the beauty of Josh McDaniels' system. Plays that look the same, Kevin, for a defense, but yet are very different.
Gronkowski has caught 4 red zone passes this season, all 4 for touchdowns. Gronkowski, 21-7 New England. They first of all got the ball at the Buffalo 30. Catch and run 16 yards, Lewis. Gronkowski in the back from Amherst, New York. Slams it home. Tom Brady with a couple of touchdown passes here in the first half. Week 2 continues later today on Fox. Then tonight with Sunday Night Football on NBC. And then tune in tomorrow for Monday Night Football on ESPN. Patriot owner Robert Kraft in attendance. He was in Boston last night receiving an award for his terrific work with charities, humanitarian efforts in the Boston and Providence area. Kim Pagula, one of the owners, on the right-hand side right there. Co-owner for the Buffalo Bills. New ownership, new feel, and they hope a new direction. Came in with hopes high today, but Patriots have scored in their last 3 consecutive possessions. Harvin won't have a chance to return this. Good kickoff by Gostkowski. What now for Taylor? Rich, you're down at home early in the game, and you just threw a pick.
Well, this is a critical possession. The Bills have been held without a first down in their last 3 drives. They've had 2 3-and-outs, and Kevin, they're in danger of really letting this one get away from them. They don't want to fall behind by 3 scores and have to ask Tyrod Taylor to throw it a bunch. They have to be able to stick with the game plan and be able to mix it up, be able to have some success running the football and really slow this game down a little bit. Put together a big 8, 9, 10 play drive and keep Brady on the sidelines.
Here's a 1st and 10 from the pistol. McCoy back there with Taylor, who's making his reads. Pocket was crumbling. There goes LaShawn McCoy, who's grabbed by Sheard from behind. A nice offseason pickup Sheard was from Cleveland. Gain of 8 on first down for the Bills.
Well, the Patriots are playing so much 8-man front football. They're bringing the safeties down. They're really crowding the line of scrimmage and discouraging the Buffalo Bills from running the football. And Buffalo's going to have to throw the ball and push the ball down the field on first down. Take advantage of the speed that you have outside.
Patriots sticking with 4 in the secondary. 2nd down, short 2. With McCoy finding nothing. Tried to carve some room there. Sheard was there. Also, Jamie Collins. Boy, as Collins had a terrific first half. Loss of a yard in the play. It's back to the 27.
And the big concern with LaShawn McCoy, Kevin, he just hasn't had the work, and the conditioning isn't where it needs to be. And so they have to clearly monitor his workload. But we saw him at practice on Friday. I thought he looked pretty good.
Not bad, and he wants to get on the same page with the offensive line too, Rich, because they've had such little work together, as you said, during the preseason.
And that affects everything you do.
3rd and 2. Now they're bringing pressure. Taylor will dance in from behind. It's Chandler Jones bringing him down. That's the 3rd sack for the New England defense. They throw him back to the 20. It's a loss of 8. 4th down.
Boy, they just smother him. You're going to see Chandler Jones. He's going to come off the side, but pressure up inside. And again, they're trying to get one-on-ones with the offensive line. They make the back. McCoy come up and block, and Tyrod Taylor, he's looking for a lane, but Chandler Jones gets him from behind.
Schmidt will punt. And deep back, they've got Edelman. Ooh, there was pressure. He was run into, and there's a flag. He was run into by Rufus Johnson, who is a first-year player from Tarleton State. It was 4th and 10 when they punted. If they run into him, it's only a 5-yard penalty. They had 4th and 10. And
Yeah, that's just going to be, it can't be rough. And
you wouldn't think. Both teams coming in 1-0. Bill Belichick and the Patriots have the best record in the month of September going back to 2005, boasting their 6th consecutive AFC East Division titles.
They got a pretty good record in October, November, December too, don't they?
And February.
And January.
Yeah, he does.
Running into the kicker by the defense, number 95, 5-yard penalty, replay 4th down.
It was 59, and it was Rufus Johnson.
Yep. Can't touch those guys. They're worse than quarterbacks, Kevin. Kickers and punters.
Patriots had, Rich, 4 special teams penalties against the Steelers on opening Thursday.
And we talked with Coach Belichick about those concerns. They used some of the extra days that they had to prepare this week for Buffalo, really concentrating on special teams.
Schmidt from Cal Davis to punt again. This time Amendola is back there by himself. He steers it, goes Schmidt to the sideline. And some shoving after the play. Edelman's caught a touchdown pass. Lewis has run one in, and Gronkowski with another touchdown reception. The Patriots began 3 and out. They've scored 3 consecutive times. A couple touchdown passes by Brady. After the punt by Buffalo, 1st and 10 from the 42. Last 2 possessions have started in Buffalo territory. Brady on 1st and 10, lofting it down. He's got Gronkowski, and then broken up beautifully by Jerry Hughes. Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Well, that's the matchup they want. Gronkowski on Jerry Hughes. A better throw here by Tom Brady. Maybe gets it done. Gronk's got to slow down a little bit. Still should catch it. It's in his hands. Hughes does a nice job ripping it out. But the Patriots are doing a great job, Kevin, in their empty backfield alignments. They're getting 5 receivers out. They're getting one-on-one matchups, and Brady's doing a good job identifying the front and getting the ball out quickly.
Into the nickel, 2nd and 10, Edelman. He's run over there by Corey Graham, who left the Colts game last week with a head injury. Close to a 1st down with Edelman, the number 1 receiver for this New England Patriot team, finding his way to the 48-yard line of Buffalo.
I think there are different approaches and philosophies versus Rex Ryan. Some offenses are so protection conscious, they want to keep 7 or 8 in to block. The Patriots, on the other hand, they want to get the receivers and the tight ends and the backs out in the route and trust Brady to recognize the blitz and get the ball out quick. This puts a lot of stress on the back end of the Buffalo Bills.
Brady 1st and 10, Lewis. And he's belted, and the ball is free, and it's vacuumed in, and this is the veteran Corey Graham. Going the other way, Lewis fumbled, you may recall. There's a flag thrown at the 28. Lewis had fumbled against the Pittsburgh Steelers. There's another fumble. Lewis in the opener had fumbled against the Pittsburgh Steelers, which Gronkowski recovered just outside the goal line, inside the 1. And here's a Lewis fumble here.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 23, 15 yards from the end of the play. Buffalo keeps the ball, 1st down.
Aaron Williams.
Again.
Yeah.
And Brady gets it out. Brady doesn't get the grip. This ball clearly comes out. As you mentioned, Kevin, a fumble in week 1 against Pittsburgh. They had 4 fumbles all of last season, and Bill Belichick, he doesn't put up with it. Running backs or receivers who fumble. And there's an old expression in this business, you get what you emphasize, and the Patriots emphasize ball security. And we've seen in the past where running backs have put the ball on the ground, and you don't see them the rest of the day.
Try to settle him down, and ball pushed back now to the 48-yard line of New England. Patriots done anything differently defensively because the first drive by Buffalo was beautiful. 80 yards and a touchdown run, but the last 4 have really been tough.
Keep an eye on the safety, Kevin. So much 8-man front, discouraging the Buffalo Bills from running the football. They're going to have to start throwing it more on 1st down.
Which Taylor will do here with the deep drop on 1st and 10. Inside he finds Williams. Wrestled down on the play by Jonathan Freeney out of Rutgers with a gain of 4 to the 43-yard line of Buffalo.
We have to somehow find a way to get the ball outside the numbers a little bit. They've got great speed there. We talked about it with Percy Harvin and, of course, Sammy Watkins. Watkins been pretty quiet, Kevin, not just today, but even last week against the Colts. You need to start getting him the ball.
Here's Taylor, who said he grew up watching Tom Brady. 2nd down and 6. With the run, there's a tackle by Chandler Jones on a gain of 3, and Carlos Williams takes it down to the 41 of New England.
It was interesting talking to Tyrod Taylor on Friday. He said that liked Warren Moon as a kid. And of course, the 2 quarterbacks that he really has watched and studied very closely since becoming a pro are Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. The fact that they're so accurate and they get the ball out so quick.
3rd down and 3. Hogan in motion. Looks at 6 in the secondary. Flag is thrown, incomplete. The coverage by Hightower. They were going for McCoy with a flag thrown at the 48-yard line.
Illegal use of hands to the face. Offense, number 76. That penalty is declined. Result of the play is 4th down.
Rookie starting guard John Miller. And they get great field position, and they can do nothing with it, Rich.
Well, a wasted opportunity there. You see the disappointment from Rex Ryan. Penalties killing Buffalo right now.
5th consecutive drive. Buffalo has been held without a 1st down. Another punting situation for Colton Schmidt. A little English on this one. Amendola. Fair caught at the 12, which will take us to a break, and 9:05 to play in the 1st half. Brady a couple touchdown passes, 21-7. This past Tuesday, the Buffalo Bills Rookie Club joined USA Football to host the first ever heads-up football clinic at Ralph Wilson Stadium. Kids were instructed in proper heads-up tackling and blocking techniques designed to make the game of football better and safer for all participants. There's a young, promising player, 2nd-round pick, Ronald Darby. Out of Florida State, starts and plays and watches Brady now. Lewis is in with a 1st and 10 after the punt by the Bills. Michael Williams. He was brought down from behind by Corey Graham along with a couple. Williams is out of Alabama. Got him in a trade with Detroit. 15-yard catch and run. Quickly a 1st down.
And look at Tom Brady and the matchup with Rex Ryan over the years, and certainly gotten the better of it.
1st and 10. Brady goes deep here. He's got Edelman, but it was knocked away. The coverage by Bakari Rambo. Incomplete. 2nd and 10.
We were just talking about his career numbers versus Rex Ryan coach defenses. I mean, look at that, Kevin. 10-4 even today. 13 of 17, 135 yards, a couple touchdowns. And he knows what to expect. He told us that last night. It won't be easy. There's going to be some plays where we look silly, but there's also some great opportunities to throw the ball down the field.
Edelman on 2nd down and 10. Running to the far side, takes it up to the 39. That's a 12-yard gain by Julian Edelman. Patriots really, Rich, trust their system, don't they? Even in hostile environments like this.
You have to, and I think that's what you rely on. And the fact, Kevin, that you've got a quarterback that's been in the same system for 16 years. They've changed coordinators, they've changed players, but they have not changed the system. And this guy knows it so well.
1st and 10. Cannon with the block at the right tackle. That undershot to Gronkowski. The coverage by Corey Graham. Incomplete to New York. Here's James and Coach.
Steelers in a groove.
3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive touchdowns. This last one a 35-yarder to Darius Hayward Bay. Pittsburgh up 22-3 over San Francisco.
Missed the PAT. Back to Kevin and Rich.
Thank you, guys. There's Deion Lewis trying to squirm away from Mario Williams. He picks up 3, and he puts his head out to about the 41-yard line. You were a little surprised to see Lewis back in there after he just fumbled on the previous possession.
Yeah, usually when that happens, coach tells you to go stick your head in the bushes for a while. He doesn't tolerate it.
No one likes that. 3rd and 7. Brady, Edelman, shy with the coverage by Rambo, the former Redskin. Gain of 6 on 3rd and 7. It's 4th and 1.
Really surprised they come up a yard short. I'm surprised that Julian Edelman didn't push this up another yard. Of course, the Patriots jumping the ball here on 4th and 1, forcing Rex Ryan to make a decision.
As we said, Cannon now at that right tackle. Part of the rotation that Belichick uses with the offensive line, 4th and 1.
You always have to be alert for no snap, no play in this situation.
Fake to Amendola. Here comes Mario Williams. Backpedaling is Brady, up for grabs and incomplete. They turn it over in downs. There was good coverage by the aforementioned rookie Ronald Darby. They threw it up on the jump ball. Buffalo will have good possession of the ball when we come back. Gorgeous building, that City Hall here in Buffalo. Coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report, JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, and Coach Cowler. Scores, news, and highlights. Plus a preview of Thursday Night Football on CBS and the NFL Network. It's all coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. With NFL MVP Rich Gannon, Kevin Harlan, our terrific CBS crew. Another possession for the Bills in New England territory. From the 48 for a second consecutive time. 1st and 10 underneath McCoy. Always slippery. Flag is down. Blocked downfield was thrown by the tight end, Clay. A 22-yard catch and run. Down to the 26. Let's see what that flag is all about.
It's going to come back. I think it's on Buffalo.
Bills don't have a first down since their opening drive when they went 80 yards and got a 2-yard touchdown run since that.
Illegal formation by the offense. The tight end was not lined up on the line of scrimmage. That's a 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Wipes out Rich a 22-yard gain.
Well, I think they're saying the tight end wasn't lined up on the line of scrimmage right there, Kevin. And it's little things like that. Matthew Mulligan got an illegal formation, and it wipes out the big catch and run from LaShawn McCoy.
First and 15. Pass with 4 defensive backs, studied by Taylor. Pocket fumbles, incomplete, and maybe bobbled and reeled in by Watkins after Carlos Williams couldn't hold on. Gain of 4. And down to about the 48-yard line, their original line of scrimmage.
Tyrod Taylor, Kevin, has to learn to take a little off some of these throws. This ball's coming out so hot, and it's hard for the back to catch it. And the other thing is he's got to see it leave the hand of the quarterback. I think he does catch that ball, Sammy Watkins. Great adjustment on the fly. You got to take a little bit off when you throw to those backs, and it's important for the back to see the ball leave your hand.
Patriots in the nickel. 2nd down, 2, going deep, and he's got his receiver, Harvin. There's a late flag thrown. The coverage by Bradley Fletcher. As they were jousting down the sideline.
We talked about how important it was going to be for Buffalo.
Interference, defense with an arm bar. Automatic first down if it's got off.
We talked about how important it would be for Buffalo to be able to throw the ball down the field. You see Bradley Fletcher there with the arm bar grabbing on the right shoulder of Percy Harvin. There's a reason why, Kevin, that Bradley Fletcher is no longer playing for Chip Kelly in Philadelphia. He really struggled. Honestly, he really struggled with the deep ball.
We've had a lot of coaches tell us that this is the way a lot of teams are going to attack the Patriots because they're a little bit depleted in the secondary, or new in the secondary.
You got 3 new corners. You lose Revis, Browner, and Arrington from a season ago.
1st and goal, McCoy is there. Felton aloft for a block. Here's Taylor, chased by Ninkovich. Caught, touchdown, Charles Clay. And the Bills are back in business.
Boy, great patience by Tyrod Taylor. You're going to see Clay. Initially, he's blocking, and then he turns around and realizes that Tyrod Taylor is scrambling, and he makes the adjustment. But really nice job by Taylor, just having some patience and keeping his eyes down the field off the scramble.
Pretty big penalty on Bradley Fletcher, a 39-yard penalty in essence. 2 plays, 48 yards. Extra point is away, and it is no good. Carpenter missing. So it stays 21-13 with 5:13 to play in the first half. Another flag at the 28.
Well, we saw some extra points missed in week 1, Kevin.
After the extra point, unsportsmanlike conduct taunting by the defense, number 21. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed
on the Patriots. There's the touchdown pass by Tyrod Taylor, who threw a touchdown pass last week of 51 yards to Harbin. That time he hits the tight end Clay, but Carpenter is wide, the ex-Dolphin wide right. .513 second quarter, 2-play, 48-yard drive. Big penalty on the secondary of New England gives the great position a goal-to-go situation for the offense of Rex Ryan. Now another missed extra point. Rich, what do you think of this new rule this year back to the 23-yard line?
Well, I know the kickers don't like it, Kevin, but really, you think about it, kickers have made 99.3% of their kicks a season ago, and at least 98% of their extra points every season since 1994. So certainly the competition committee trying to revisited this and decided that it was getting to be too easy for these kickers.
The kickoff by Jordan Gay was at the 15 because of the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty charged against the New England Patriots. So he kicked off from the 50. It sails over the head of Lewis. That's the 20-yard line. 1st and 10.
Yeah, 71 of the 75 extra points through week 1, so 94.7%. But you know what's really going to be interesting is when we get into November and December, even here in Buffalo, where the weather starts to become even more of a factor.
Mason, the left guard. Andrews, the rookie center. So 2 rookies there. Fulmer's back in at the right tackle. Klein at the right guard. 1st and 10. Brady, flag thrown. And they go outside. Travaris Cadet battling a hamstring. Gain of 2. Hit across the way by Gilmore, and as I told you, a flag was thrown. We've had a lot of them.
Illegal shift by the offense. Number 87 was going into a stance, and number 11 went in motion. It's a 5-yard penalty. Correction, Buffalo decided to decline.
Tom Brady today. Gronkowski for 36 right there.
Yeah, he looks really sharp, Kevin. 14 of 20, 138 yards, a couple touchdowns. And he's made some really nice throws out of rhythm outside the pocket.
2nd down, 9. Brady deep, Gronkowski, oh, what a catch, but he was on the chalk, no good. Graham was there. One official said no, one official said yes, they waved it off. Incomplete. What a catch nonetheless, my goodness.
Now look at his ability to go up and get the football. That right foot clearly out of bounds, but Brady's going to go back and look at this one. He passes up an easy completion to Julian Edelman to try and throw the ball downfield versus to Gronk versus double coverage.
3rd and 9. Here they come. Down he goes. Darius. 2nd sack by the Buffalo defense today. Flag at the 32. Flag again. It's on the Bills.
They did such a great job last week with the pressure packages.
Holding defense, number 28, 5 yards.
The rookie.
In the previous stop, and an automatic first down.
Darby. And an automatic first.
You see, they get it done with the 4-man rush, and he did such a great job last week against Andrew Luck and the Colts, bringing pressure but being really tied down on the back end. And they've not done a good enough job today on the back end. Giving up too many throws and completions to Brady already in the first half.
1st and 10. Bolden is in. Make it blunt. Flag. Slowed up by Mario Williams, and Picton poked his way for the game back to the line of scrimmage, and that was it. Yep, we see a hold.
Holding. Offense. Number 67. 10-yard penalty. Replay. First down.
Cannon is back in at the right tackle.
Yeah, Josh Klein. This is turning into a sloppy game, really, for both teams, Kevin. We've got some penalties in the kicking game. We've got some personal fouls. We've got some holding penalties.
Josh McDaniels told us yesterday communication was the first thing we talked about this week. Don't fall asleep on your team. 1st and 20.
I had a rough night. I don't think he's going to make it to halftime.
Lewis is in, 1st and 20. Dropped by Edelman, coverage by Gilmore. 2nd and 10.
You look at Tom Brady, I really got a kick out of our visit with him last night when he said, you know, at this point in my career, I have very little patience for mistakes because I can't tolerate them. And, you know, the receiver runs a route that's shorter. He misses a throw, drives him crazy. He expects perfection from himself and everyone around him. It's a big reason why he's one of the best to ever play the position.
2nd down, 20. Brady looking for Lewis. He's got the ball. He had the matchup against Bradham, and he gives a much-needed breathing space downfield to the Buffalo Bill 39 on a catch and run of 34.
We talk about putting air on the football and giving the receiver a chance to make a play. Really nice touch here by Tom Brady, putting a little air on it so Dion Lewis can run underneath it. As you mentioned, Kevin, this is a mistake. It's a matchup problem for the Bills.
Put him at the 43 and a quick 1st and 10. It's Lewis who twists and turns his way into the grasp of Graham and picks up 13. So they say he hit the chalk at the 43. Nonetheless, it's a 13-yard catch and run right there by this kid. Dion Lewis, like we said, missed the last 2 years with a broken leg injury. He's bounced around. He lands as a Patriot, and he has been terrific first 2 weeks. Now Bolden is in. Brandon McCall. With the block by Solder, and then squeezed inside by Brown. Not much there. Gain of a yard as he takes it down to the 30-yard line of Buffalo.
And Kevin, we were talking to Brady last night. He said that, you know, so much of their offense, it's really one word. You know, they have these little words and phrases. It tells you everything. Formation, protection, route adjustments. He said it's not an easy system to learn for young players.
2nd and 9, the twisting Bolden hit by Preston Brown. He makes all the defensive calls. He led him in tackles a year ago. He allows just a gain of 2 down to the 28.
A really nice play here by the linebacker. Talk about a form tackle. Eyes up, see what you hit.
3rd and 7. Brady, Gronkowski thrown behind him, and then he was found in a sandwich. Aaron Williams on one side. Roby in the vicinity. It's incomplete as they crush him on a cross.
Well, we've seen Brady miss a couple throws here, and this is a tough one for Gronk. It's behind him. He's got to try and make a one-handed grab, and then he gets sandwiched, as you said, Kevin, between 2 safeties.
We're going to try a field goal here with Stephen Gostkowski, a 46-yarder. He's led the NFL in scoring 3 consecutive years. What a year he had last year. From 46. Into a slight breeze. Drills it. 46-yard field goal. The big play, 2 of them by Dion Lewis. A 34-yard catch and run, a 13-yard catch and run. Then Gostkowski right down the middle. Tomorrow on CBS, the geniuses from last season's hit drama are back. Don't miss the season premiere of Scorpion tomorrow at 9, 8 Central, only CBS with Rich Gannon, Kevin Harlan. Beautiful day in Western New York. A 21-7 lead at one time by the Patriots is now 24-13 with that field goal moments ago of 46 yards by Gostkowski. in his deep back. 2 timeouts New England, 3 for Buffalo, and this one he'll sail over his head. So back to the 20. It'll be a touchback. Tyrod Taylor in the offense will get it first down and 10 yards to go. Early fantasy leaders.
How about Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers? You give him a couple extra days to prepare. And Kevin, you and I saw Jamal Charles in person last week, and in Houston, of course. Unfortunate for him to be able to put the ball on the ground into that game. That's one that will stick with you forever.
Odell Beckham Jr. with a big start. Tyrod Taylor, who played his college football at Virginia Tech, with a handoff on 1st and 10. The elusive McCoy dances his way to the 31 with a 12-yard gain on 1st. McCoy with 42 yards, bad hamstring and all, running against Belichick's defense. We are at the 2-minute warning. The new Buffalo offensive coordinator used to call the plays in San Francisco.
And he's a good one, Kevin, and he's smart. I thought he did a terrific job last week structuring a game plan around what Tyrod Taylor was comfortable with and what he does well.
1st and 10 for Taylor. He's got Sammy Watkins. He will take it out to the 41. Going for 9 across the middle after the 12-yard run by McCoy just before.
I think as you look at your call sheet as a play caller, you've got to look at plays specifically designed to get the ball to Sammy Watkins. He's kind of your home run hitter, Kevin. He's been quiet here first 6 quarters of the regular season.
2nd down and 1. It's Harvin who slips on the turf and is brought down by Terrell Brown. He's got the first down, though. He picks up 2. And with 3 timeouts, Buffalo has the ball at their own 43.
I think Harvin has gotten better as a receiver. I know that he's struggled at times in Minnesota and in Seattle with the Jets. And you know he can do a handful of things well in terms of the go routes, the slant routes, but I think he's really worked hard at his craft to try and become a complete receiver.
1st and 10. It's LaShawn McCoy, who is hit by Chung, among others, with a gain of 2 to the 46-yard line. Again, Buffalo with all 3 timeouts. How would you use them here, Rich, those timeouts?
Well, I wouldn't start burning them just yet. I'd only give the ball back to Brady and the Patriots, but they've got to convert a 3rd down, Kevin, and keep this drive alive. And at that point, maybe you burn one.
Taylor 2nd and 8, being chased by Rufus Johnson and doused at about midfield as he's brought down on the play by Logan Ryan. Timeout taken by Buffalo. Coming up in the Verizon halftime report, JB, Tony Park, Boomer, and Coach Count. Scores, news, highlights, as well as a preview of Thursday Night Football on CBS and NFL Network. That's all coming up on the Verizon halftime report. And Rich, as we pull back a little bit, aside from that guy's hair, what has interested you in this first half?
Well, it's amazing. I mean, you know, Buffalo's able to even come away with a field goal in this situation, Kevin. It's still just a 1-score, 8-point game. And so they're still in this football game. And, you know, it hasn't always been pretty offensively, but, you know, they just need a big play or two to get them back in it. It's got to come from Tyrod Taylor, I think, in the passing game.
In the nickel, 3rd and 4. Henderson pulls, blocks Ninkovich, and that is Harvin, who runs for a first down to the Patriot 43. Buffalo a timeout. A 6-yard run by Percy Harvin. Our first half clock at 44 seconds. 1st and 10. Taylor pressured and brought down, and that time Chandler Jones, who had a great playoff run last year. It's a 4th sack for the Patriot defense. They push him back to the 49-yard line of Buffalo.
Well, he's working over Cordy Glenn right now, the left tackle of the Buffalo Bills. Just beats him inside with a little spin move.
Bills with a single timeout, 2nd and 18. They go underneath. Charles Clay bounced out of bounds that time by Terrell Brown. 4-yard pickup.
Well, he's going to start him upfield, and he comes right back underneath. Cordy Glenn struggled a little bit with the speed of Chandler Jones, just slips him. Tyrod Taylor has nowhere to go. No problem right now with Chandler Jones.
6 sacks last year. He had 11, remember, his second year. Back in 2013, 3rd and 14. Carlos Williams, the rookie running back, offers a block. Tyrod Taylor going deep. He had Watkins. This will be picked off. And Harmon has got his second of the season. Belted down on the play by Henderson. A return of 21 yards. Duron Harmon, he picked off Roethlisberger. He's just picked off Taylor. And that will seal things in the first half for the New England Patriots. With the interception thrown by Tyrod Taylor.
We're getting run it. You're going to see Tyrod Taylor, Kevin, he gets outside the pocket. And once he starts to scramble, go ahead and keep rolling it. He's still not outside that pocket yet. Good. Now right here, stop it. He throws the ball late down the middle and he overthrows his intended target. We talk about late throws down the middle, never a good thing for a young quarterback.
Brady will kneel on the ball with 5 seconds to play in the second quarter. With a flag.
Too many men. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
You saw Cadet, I think it was him, run off the field. So Tom Brady has thrown touchdown passes of 8 yards to Edelman. Gronkowski 2. Lewis had a 6-yard touchdown run. Gronkowski kicked a 46-yard field goal. Tom to a knee. Rex Ryan on a big day. The highly anticipated matchup with the Bills and the Patriots at the half. Bills got on the board early on a 2-yard touchdown run. Then 3 consecutive scores by the reigning champions. We're at the half in Buffalo, where it's 24-13 New England on CBS. It's the Patriots at halftime in Orchard Park. Now let's take a look at the DirecTV Ultimate Picture Cam. Tom Brady with a couple of first half touchdown passes, one to